The afternoon air is heavy, vibrating with a heat that turns the horizon into a shimmer. A single drop of municipal water hangs from the tap, trembling, waiting to fall. It looks clear. It looks harmless. But the camera pushes in, past the surface tension, until the clarity shatters. The world inside that droplet is a violent storm of jagged plastic shards, swirling lead particles, and stinging clouds of chlorine. They collide and drift in a toxic dance, invisible to the naked eye, but lethal in their persistence. The wind howls across the cracked ground, a dry, rasping sound that demands a drink. You are standing in the heat, the blue glow of the vending machine casting a sharp, artificial light against the desolation. You reach out. The coin hits the slot with a sharp, metallic clink. The machine blinks to life. A low, mechanical hum begins to vibrate through the steel casing, a warning of the gauntlet that waits behind the panel. The water you seek is currently a weapon. To survive, it must be broken down, stripped, and rebuilt. The process begins now. The intake valve snaps open. Water slams into the first stage at 60 pounds of pressure. It hits a wall of dense polypropylene fibers, a tightly woven web designed to stop the invasion. Rust flakes, dirt, and those jagged plastic shards from the surface hit the mesh and stick. They are trapped, held fast by the fibers as the water forces its way through the barrier. The liquid emerges clearer, but the invisible killers remain. It flows immediately into the second stage, the carbon trap. Thousands of porous granules wait in the darkness, a vast, silent grid. The water rushes through the gaps. Through adsorption, the chemical bonds snap into place. The carbon acts like a magnet. It pulls the pesticides from the flow, stripping away the sharp, stinging taste of chlorine. The water is settling now. The visible grit is gone. The chemical bite has been neutralized. The liquid is becoming cleaner, refined by the contact with the carbon. It moves deeper into the machine. But the true battle for purity is only just beginning. The machine is quiet for a heartbeat, and then the core of the system prepares for the final, brutal squeeze. A sudden, deep thud echoes from the heart of the machine. The pump has engaged. It is not a subtle shift, but a violent awakening of steel and piston. The vibration travels through the housing, rattling the coin slot and humming against your fingertips. Inside the narrow copper arteries of the system, the resistance mounts. The gauge needle climbs, ticking steadily past the previous threshold. It pushes toward 80, then 90, and finally hits the 1 to 100 psi mark. The water is no longer merely flowing. It is being shoved with relentless, crushing force. Every joint in the piping groans under the strain, holding against the surge. The hum has shifted from a low drone to a high-pitched, metallic whine. This is the breaking point. The water is being prepared for a gauntlet that will strip it down to its very molecular foundation. The intensity is absolute. The machine is now a pressurized chamber of potential energy, waiting for the final gate to open. You watch the digital display, the flickering light reflecting off the steel as the internal environment reaches its most volatile state. The battle for the water has reached its zenith. The pressure forces the flow against the reverse osmosis membrane. This is the crucible. The pores are smaller than 1/10,000th of a micron. Bacteria are massive, clumsy giants compared to these gaps. Lead, arsenic, and heavy salts slam into the barrier and are violently rejected, flushed away into the drain line like refuse. Only the H2O molecules possess the geometry to slip through the screen. It is a precise, molecular harvest. The purified liquid moves into the polishing chamber, but the final, silent threat remains. The water enters the execution chamber. A quartz sleeve glows with an intense neon blue light. This is the UV sterilizer. It bathes the flow in a lethal frequency of 254 nanometers. The light strikes. It pierces the remaining cell walls with surgical precision. Inside the liquid, the structures of living pathogens twist. DNA strands snap under the bombardment. The genetic code of the invaders is shattered, rendered inert, and stripped of all power. The water exits the chamber, stripped of its biology, purged of its secrets, and refined into a state of total, clinical purity. The battle is won. The internal valve snaps open with a sharp pneumatic clack that cuts through the desert wind. A steady, crystal-clear stream cascades downward, filling the jug in a single, unbroken arc. A lone bubble rises to the surface, pops and vanishes. You pull the jug out, the plastic cool against your skin. You lift it, the weight solid and grounding. You tilt it back. The water is ice cold, sharp, and entirely devoid of the metallic bite you expected. It slides down, cutting through the heat that has clung to your throat all afternoon. You lower the container, a bead of condensation rolling off the base and hitting the hot ground with a faint hiss. Behind you, the machine stops its humming. The blue glow fades, the digital display returns to a steady, silent standby, and the oasis of cold steel resumes its vigil in the sun. The alchemy is complete. The heat remains, but the thirst is gone. You stand for a moment in the silence, the weight of the jug in your hand, the only reminder of the gauntlet that just occurred. The desert waits, but you move on.